Hi, my name is Fred Reed. I'm from CNY Alive. We're down here at the Midnight Sun in Armory Square. Nice new location to do interviews. I want to thank Jen for having us down here. He's hiding in the corner over there. And we've invited some good friends of ours that we've just met today, Atkins Riot, down here to talk about themselves, their music, and their newest CD, which is Too Much Whiskey Without an E. Without the E. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves individually and tell us what you do in the band.
I'm Anthony. I play guitar and I sing.
And he writes.
Right? We all write.
Produces. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
He is the founder and heart and soul of Atkins Riot. We love playing with him and collaborating with him, but this was his project that he started. I was lucky enough to get recruited by the first bass player, who was a longtime friend of mine, Rob Zachariah. Drums, lip syncing, bad jokes if they give me a mic. You know, that's basically what I contribute.
How you doing, people?
What's going on?
Yeah, very good at that. And I think you're a star realtor or something?
Oh yeah, if anybody needs to buy or sell a house.
Straight to the camera there.
That is why I am, you know, like one of these things is not like the other. Yeah, I had to come from a showing, unfortunately. So it's great. Didn't want to go shirtless. Let me veto that. What about you, Sammy?
Sam Rue, bassist in the band, second bassist in the band. I was recruited, and it's been an absolute blast playing with these dudes. We're probably ending up just about a year at this point, right? If not, maybe even a little bit over.
A year and a half.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast. As Anthony won't really say to you, he's like the main writer of the band, right? And Rob and I will always come with our own ideas, but really Anthony comes with the shells of these songs, and he's an awesome writer. It's been so much fun to work with him and learn his songwriting process. Give yourself some credit, bro.
Yeah, give you some credit. Give you some credit. Yeah. When you came on board, man, you brought just a different perspective and a lot of tasteful musicality. I really, really appreciate. I don't get to say this in person because there's no. I don't know how to sound like that, but now we're on camera and you give you the credit you deserve. Oh yeah, bro. Seriously appreciate it.
Yeah, most of these songs, like on the album too, just like bring them in with both Rob and Sam like doing their own thing. Like I'll have like the skeleton, bring it out, and then these guys will just do their best over it. It sounds like their universe is farther than the song that I would have expected to be like put out in the end. So that's what's really cool about this trio is like we all have our different perspectives, and just bring something different each of us. It makes the song very unique.
So it kind of brings me to a question out of order, but it doesn't really matter because it's my show anyways. Like you guys are talking about right now when you get down and you start doing a song, you're writing a song or anything. Where are some of your inspirations? Where do you start from? Like the type of music or whatever you're doing. I mean, give me. What do you do when you play guitar? What's your inspiration?
Well, it depends on what state of mind I'm in, I suppose. And just playing the guitar, if I come up with a cool riff and it can go somewhere, like I'll record a million things on my phone, but only, very small fraction of that will actually become into like a full song. It's something that I go back to and it's just like, oh, this could actually work in this song I'm writing, or this whole little riff can go on throughout, the whole song or something like that. So it really just depends on when it comes out.
Where do you get your guitar style inspiration from?
All over the place.
All over
the place. Slash, obviously, Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. A lot of Metallica stuff, like Mustaine and Hammett kind of deal. Invade Malmsteen, like Francesco Targa, classical music and stuff like that.
I mean, what he's trying to say is people who shred.
There you go. There you go.
For a taste.
Yeah. There's no Stevie Ray Vaughan in there at all? Or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, even some local guys, not. So Chris Eves is also one of my favorite guitar players, and he's kind of local from around here. And then Steve Baldwin from the Baldwin Brothers, they're just badass. So there's a lot of newer artists that I really appreciate too.
Overall, the band, I mean, in this album and everything, you know, people could sit back and be like, oh, I hear this, I hear that. I kind of heard this, just this individual, like, sound. Like, not individual, but as a group. Really nice, you know, it just had a really bang to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hope of most bands as they're creating music is that they may have derivative qualities to them because all we're doing is learning, right? Everything that you hear will influence what you end up doing as a person, right? Everything you hear, see, influences you. And so obviously you'll always get derivative qualities in music, and you can hear, you know, rock and roll, you can hear blues, you can hear soul and funk in our songs, but I do pretty strongly think that we've separated ourselves enough from one particular style that it really does feel wholly original. And I think if you go through this album, you really do see it. You see a lot of different vibes, a lot of different emotions, and we hope that it really does. Maybe we're still too young now, but I hope eventually, yeah, our music is known. This is Atkins Riot, right? This sounds like Atkins Riot. I think that's the whole idea, and the whole thing that hopefully eventually that we're putting into the air is that we're trying to do something different. We're trying to do something unique, and we're trying to make it as much of us as possible. And to go back to the songwriting bit, you know, so Anthony will typically come with some sort of lick or some sort of rhythm or a set of lyrics that he wants to create over, and it's very much a collaborative process from there. It's very rare that he'll tell Rob or myself something that we do isn't what he wanted or isn't what he envisioned, is very like hands-off us creating on top of what's already been made, and there's a lot of like spitballing ideas and like, oh, I like this, let's extend this section or shorten this section, or what's a kind of bridge that we can do to this. Almost all that stuff is conversation that's back and forth, and ideas that bounce around, and I think that creates a really exciting and productive environment. Like when we were creating the songs in this album, they were all like boom, 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 just cranking them out because it was so fun to just work on all of it together.
Well, it's like you said, I mean, you guys have this range. I mean, even I Want an Iguana, like it's really more Latino, if you want to say it, I guess, if I had to put a name to what kind of genre it is.
Sure.
And none of the other songs sound like it, but it still fits the album, that still fits in it. You know, it just adds
a different vibe, but it's like kind of the same vibe in a weird sense.
Right.
That's what's. I mean, honestly, I don't like sticking to one genre. You know, like if we play like a rock tune, like straight 1-4-5, just like whatever, something like Troublemaker. You know, that's cool, like here and there. But like, you know, I like harmonic minor, like gypsy kind of jazz feel, or like that Latino style, kind of like Santana. But yeah, so when you're right, you know, we're thinking about, you know, different ways that we can go into it. Like, what's that song that we remember jazz feel at first? It sounded cool, but it just didn't fit. I don't know, so we just threw in a bunch of stuff in our songs. It was really fun to be the end product.
When you guys are playing out, when you guys are, you know, you're playing live and everything, like what can somebody who's never seen you, what can they expect? What are they going to see? What are they going to hear?
Energy.
Yes.
Well, I hope you're plugged in, but
yeah, I mean it's a rock and roll, groovy, bluesy sound.
But I think going back to that original thing, like the number one thing that we bring as a trio is in your face energy. I mean, you've seen me in BSG particularly. Yep. And I'm not still for a second, right? Anthony is not still for 1 second. Rob is always playing to the crowd.
I literally gave myself whiplash when we played at the Evo Amphitheater. Like, I couldn't move my neck for next week.
Yeah.
I literally injured myself for the sake of the music.
We really lay it down, and I think that's one reason why people have kept coming back is, you know, you can see a band a bunch of times and eventually be like, all right, I've seen this show, right? I feel like we're continuing to evolve our show and continuing to bring you something different every time. Sometimes we might be more jokey and goofy and kind of fooling around, maybe making mistakes, but it's all like a ha kind of vibe. Other shows we may come out and we're just giving it to you straight up, like trying to create this really tight experience. And so I think every show is kind of a different story, but the consistency throughout all of that is we are banging the whole time. We're giving you energy.
Is your main goal to really finally come to a point where you're just going to be playing all originals? I mean, maybe you'll do a couple covers in or whatever, but really just kind of lay the whole night out with your own songs, your own music?
Yeah, I just love playing covers, honestly. You know, it's where, you know, when we decided what covers to play, that's like where our style's, you know, coming from in a sense. So, you know, playing those songs definitely help. And I just love playing covers. They're fun to make in your own way.
It gives you a little bit of the behind the scenes into what influences us, right? So that's the cool part about covers. I think a really nice balance for most bands that want to focus on original is somewhere around like 80 to 85% originals, 10-15% covers, right? So you're still giving them, maybe let's say you play a 2-hour show, you're still giving them maybe 3 covers a night, but most of your set is authentic stuff that you've created. Right. I think that's great, but you still, some people may come in and they, you know, more casual music listener, they want to hear the songs that they know, the songs that they've heard before, the songs that the people who they love have been playing, right? And so it's a really nice way to yank people in too. Maybe a little unsure about our originals, they hear a cover, the next original might speak more to them because they're like, oh, they like Jimi Hendrix too, oh, they like the Beatles too, oh, they like da-da-da. All right, I can invest in these.
And then they have your ears open to hear what you're playing next and doing your own thing.
Exactly.
So I do kind of find it kind of interesting, and maybe we can be a little off on this, but in this day and age, they just have 3 people up there doing their thing, you know, a trio, but come across with such a full band. I mean, it's awesome, and it does show that you guys aren't really just sitting around. I'm just gonna do this beat and just hang out in the back, but you're putting this energy across almost like a 5-piece, you know, bigger. And I think that's awesome, and that people, if they come out to see you once, are going to want to keep coming back out to see you again, whether it be to throw something at you or clap. You know, I don't know, one or the other, but
hopefully the latter.
Unless you got to eat.
As long as they people there, they can throw
money. Yes, bras.
Yeah.
I personally don't wear them, but I do. It's a nice thing to collect.
Yeah. If you threw your bra at me, I'd be very appreciative.
I forgot mine today. I'm sorry. Where can people pick up the new album? Where can they get it?
We're having a party. We are having a party.
Ah,
Oh, yeah, right. October 16th at Funkin' Waffles.
Aha, that's
Right.
a
Celebration.
Celebration.
Right. So it's just a CD release, technically, kind of. But we're just like a celebratory event of our CD. Oh, it's right here. Look at that.
We were really excited to release our new. Like, this was the first thing that the 3 of us produced as a group, and we got the CDs. and we just said, "Fuck it, we want to put this shit out there." And just like, and because we had huge shows, we opened for Marcus King at the Paper Mill Amphitheater, and then we had our Chevy Corp show. At this point in time, we did not have a CD release scheduled, and we said, we gotta get this album up for these shows. So we put it out, just said, hey, it's here, come grab it, talk to one of us if you want it, we'll be at all these shows with our album. Great, but we still wanted some sort of like, you know, this is a special moment. We put out a new CD, we want to have a party for it. And so we ended up booking with Funk, October 16th, Wednesday night. We'll be partying. We're going to have, where it's all like whiskey themed, we're going to be having specials on whiskey drinks throughout the night. We'll play the album in full, and we're going to hopefully bring out the guests who played on the album, Jess Novak and Will being 2 of them, to join us for the songs that they played on. So we really think this is going to be a special night. VSG is going to be playing too, so you can't get rid of me on stage. I will be on the stage all night, baby. But we hope it's like a way that, hey, you might have the album, you might not, but either way, come on out. We're going to celebrate the fact that we made all this new music, and we're just psyched to have it in a physical format for everyone.
So October 16th?
October 16th,
Funkin' Waffles downtown, Armory Square, and what time?
Probably 9. Probably 8 doors, 9 show. Probably go until 11:30.
Are you doing the cover
Or they
charge?
shut us
or
down.
just,
I think it's $5.
$5, easy, cheap.
This really isn't a cover
Cheap as
charge.
hell. That ain't nothing, dude. $5, you got that in your couch cushions.
Exactly. What else besides that, which is a great thing? Do you have any shows coming up this month or so coming up?
September 19th, we're playing at the Boneyard, Dinosaur Barbecue.
Right up the street.
Yeah. 6 to 9 show.
Yeah, totally.
It's like a happy hour show.
3-hour gigs. Yeah, happy hour. It's always happy.
There you go.
And the Westcott Cultural Fair.
September 22nd. It's a Sunday.
It seems like that fair grew this year compared to what it was last year. It's
They
gonna be
keep
a pretty
growing.
big event.
Big
Played
kid
with Justin
just
last year.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, there was a ton of people.
Yeah, this will be a kick-ass show. It's a free all-day festival. They just shut down an entire block and a half of Westcott. It's always a good time. We'll be playing the main stage. Rob's other band, Bad Mountains Blues Band, is playing right before.
Right after?
So Rob,
Double duty.
before. They play first.
Before?
Yeah. So it's Bad Mamas opens up the main stage, and then we play right after at 2 p.m. Should kick ass.
It's amazing how much talent is in this area. I'm really glad you guys took this time to sit down and talk with me about your music, about the band, and just what you guys are doing. It's great. I want to see this kind of stuff keep going and keep growing. And I think you guys are going to be a key member to show the world that Central New York is still a growing music capital.
Oh, yes, it is. There's so many.
There's so much talent. Like in Syracuse itself and like the surrounding areas, like anywhere from like an hour. Like people come in from like an hour away. I don't like people from Portland and like Binghamton like travel up to Syracuse quite often just to come out and play like Utica, Rome, stuff out there. Like people out there are always coming right to Syracuse just like to see what's going on. There's so many open mic nights and ways to like just jam with people. They got the Beer Factory, you can jam, whenever you want over there. So,
There's something to be said for the music scene and the people involved in it. I mean, by the time I was 14 to 21, I was pretty active in a band, and then I moved away and was unplugged for 6-7 years. When I came back, I was just so my mind was blown at how collaborative all the musicians were. It seemed to be before, when I was growing up, it was kind of isolated and siloed. But now it's just everybody supports one another. I mean, it just seems like a lot of people have a lot of projects going on. There's more places playing live music than there was even 5 years ago. It's just
We've got 2 dedicated 7-day-a-week places for music. That's fantastic. There are not a lot of cities this size that can say that. Especially because Funk is literally a music venue.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's a really good scene to be a part of.